ingenuity of our new GM, Yofi, who used the acronym to set up our mission. So this is basically what will be in our new office when you walk into our new office in the sports school from next year. I'll come more into that later. Okay? Now what we're going to do is this. I'm going to touch on some of the milestones that myself and my management committee has done the last 6 months since we took office. I'm just going through all the major issues. And after that, Kunalan will be going into more details, more pertaining to athletes, coaches, and all that. Of course, parents are a very important pillar of our plans. Now, similar meetings like this will be held for the officials, because officials are also part of the mission which we have in the third A. Now, before we start, I'd like to introduce the team that was elected in June during the AGM. Myself, I'm the president, and we have James, the on-site. Can you please stand up? I think you can't miss this giant. Now, you have Bong Him is, Bong Him is a treasurer, and he works in FAS as a finance director. So he's a CPA trained, which is very relevant for our governance issue in SAA. We have William Wong, Vice President of Finance. We have Han Chiang, who has been organizing all the competition events for you. And of course, we have Mr. K. Now, under the AGM and election procedures, you need to have 12, a total of 12 management committee staff. So we have separately Anne, who is the women's rep, behind you. Anne will be organizing the first SAA Venus run. Venus is for Women's Day to be held in March. We have Chan Pio, who is in charge of the officials. We have Chun Po, who is in charge of the equipment, but he's working today. Now, on the cross-country, it used to be Stephen Quack, but he has, because of his coaching commitment, we have yet to get the management committee to endorse it, but interim Ghana will be doing the chairman of cross-country and road running. Dr. Leong, a very passionate medical practitioner in race walking. Dr. Leong has a long history of experience in race walking with Red Hawks. We have Melvin Tan, I think you know the coach of the 4x1. Melvin is here. Okay, he's a statistician. Now, before that, we have also another lady who assists James, Asma. And during the AGM, we have to elect 12 affiliated clubs out of the 21 to serve in the MC. So how the MC works is this. I just want to go. The MC will elect an exco. The exco is the one in the box on top, and then the rest of the officials, chairman of the separate thing, plus the 12 affiliated clubs, have regular meetings, MC meetings we call, to decide the strategy for the association. But most of the major issues are decided by the exco, which is right at the top. If you consider a company, this is likened to be like a board of directors. So they set the direction and they coordinate with the secretariat. Okay? So this is the how the MC of SAA is at the moment. Now we have 4 major issues when we took office in June. One of the biggest one which we started was this audit. You have read in the press that SSC has actually started auditing SAA from October 2009. Now this auditing is, some people may say is due to personal differences, whatever you want to call it, but actually the auditing is to make sure that SAA is governed in a proper way, everything is done correctly. We have already gone through the 3rd audit. The 3rd audit was sent to us in November last month. We have cleared almost all the governance issues that SSC has come to SAA to check. the 3 issues that is still outstanding are considered medium risk. Because when you have an audit, you have high risk, medium risk, and low risk. All the high risk issue has been cleared. We have 3 more medium risk issues, which your finance and admin manager will endeavor to clear by end of this month. Now, you may ask, well, what's so great about this audit issue? Because under the SSE guidelines, until we clear this audit, funding will not come. Funding will not come. So, in other words, let's say if we clear this 3 medium risk issue by December this year, we should be able to get our funding for the current fiscal year in January next year. Fiscal year for SSE is April the 1st to March 31st. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that at the moment, your association is zero funded. Zero funded. So we should be able to clear all these things by December. Hopefully, this current year money will come in hopefully in January. But of course, we are pushing. But you must understand sometimes why we are under a lot of constraint, because we are actually zero funded. All right? Wait. Okay, then maybe the next one. The second issue actually is the restructuring of Secretariat, which we have done almost every person in place with effect from October 1st. Let me go a bit back into the background on this. When we took office in June 25th on the AGM, there was a resignation of the Secretariat staff within SAA. And there was a taking over or handing over within 30 minutes between the old the previous management and us. Now, to me, I think this is no good for the sports. This is definitely no good, because regardless of whether you whether there's a new team coming in or old team coming in, the Secretariat, the solid organization structure of a Secretariat is very important to make sure track and field improve. I've given instruction to all this new staff that regardless of whether this new team get elected in the year 2012, this team must continue to keep the data, keep whatever information they have to pass on to whoever is going to take over. The politics of election, thank you. The politics of election cannot affect the running of the sports. I think that issue we have to be very clear. Even parents, athletes, and coaches, you just do what you have to do. But I don't believe in this when we have to start everything from ground zero. That is bad, really bad. But so I'm told, like for example, David is going to set up a database on all the athletes and all that. I told him, regardless of whether we get elected in 2 years' time, it does not matter. You pass to the new management, it should continue. That to me is very important. So what we've done is that with all the, and it was so coincidental, all the resignation letter was received on June 25th. But like I said, we don't want to delve on history, we want to move forward from now. So from October the 1st, we have now a current structure in SA. Now this is by no means complete, because we're still in the process of renewing the OBA of the company. Now, Yofi, please stand up. Yofi is the GM, de facto, the CEO, the GM, whatever he wants to be called GM, but to me he's basically the chief in running the SA. Now what I've done is that I put all the email address of every person there. In other words, you can get access to him, and if he don't reply to you, keep sending to him, but he will reply to you. That's the purpose of it. Actually, I want the handphone to be written down. Some of them say better don't put handphone. So in times like this, I think, oh, you use email. So make sure you write down the email. So we divide our SA into 3 main departments. We have the high performance, which is headed by David. I think you know David. And we have a sports development manager, Remy, who has done a lot to organize this. Where's Remy? Yeah. Now later, Kay is going to explain the athlete pathway. The kids athletic is a very important part of our pipeline for excellence. Karina is handling the kids athletics. Actually, we have one more person there, Valerie, but we are negotiating we're finalizing a renewing of the contract. Sorry? Yeah. Some technical, we still have to talk to him, but he will join our team, continue with our jumps coach. Now, under the events marketing, we have Ting. Is Ting here? He must be recovering from the marathon. I think we were tiring event, which was held last Sunday. Angela's not here. And now what we have done is that we combine last time admin and finance were different, so we combined the admin finance into one section. May is looking over the manager for the admin finance, and Feeling is helping her in that. Now, sorry, May, Feeling. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, this, like I said, a strong organization structure is very important to me. It's like a company. You have this strong foundation, the company can grow. Similarly, you have a strong secretariat, your NSA will grow. So I think we will have a continual personal development of all these people, but they should be considered as a subset of the whatever election, whatever officials we're holding. They should be solely responsible to run the club under, of course, the board of directors, which is the exco, the direction set up by them. So what they have done is this. They have a lot of things to do because at the moment, as you know, the office is at Macpherson. We found out that actually the contract that we have at Macpherson is not to be used as an office. It's only to be used as a showroom. But for NSA to operate at a factory, I think it's a laughing stock. So what we have done now is that we're still clearing some issues. I think Yok Fee has done a lot of work with the landlord. We're going to move back to the sports school. 28 December. I'd like to thank sports school because I spoke to Deborah, the principal, and explained to her our dilemma because we are zero funded, as I said. I'd like to emphasize that we are zero funded. So they have agreed to let us have a very reasonable rental for the first year. We're going to be there, the same office, with the mission statement at the entrance at the reception area. So by end of this month or early next year, we should be all enforced there. Now, one of the reasons why we're going to move back to the sports school, I think we're going to have more dialogue session with Deborah and sports school people to make sports school to be the center of excellence for youth and junior development scheme. So some of you, the athletes, who have coaches in sports school, after the agreement has been dealt with sports school, will be able to train at the sports school. Alright? So I know some of the parents have some concern and all that. So let Yok Fee, once you go in there, we'll be able to have a better coordination with them.